If you're watching this as a replay after the live stream has ended and you're on a computer, you can look for the little gear at the bottom of the screen and change the speed. If you're on a mobile device, generally the three little dots at the top, you can use those to change the playback speed to get through it a little faster, because generally my live streams last around 2 to 2.5 hours. I want to thank Robin for being my moderator and administrator and note taker throughout the live stream. She is generally my one right hand woman, if you will, and I am so thankful to have her. She also is an administrator of the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Occasionally, if she's not available, one of the other administrators will come over and help me, or a friend will help me moderate the video today. If you have questions, please feel free to put those in all caps, and I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't see it, please ask again. Or if you know the answer to somebody's question, please answer it. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share with us by saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel and this is what I do on it. You won't be able to share a link, but you can at least talk about your YouTube channel. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you are having a great day, let us know. But honestly, we don't want the negative, what is going on in the world right now, because we are here to escape that, to be inspired, to be friendly, and have some fun. During the live stream, you have an opportunity to earn junk bucks. You can type !bucks to see how many that you have once Junkie Joe is up, because this is preliminary and I've pre-recorded this. Once you have 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those by typing a word, and you can get a $10 off coupon to my shop. How do you earn junk bucks? Just by being here, chatting with us. So make sure that you speak up in the chat so that Junkie Joe registers that you're here, and by playing the in-chat games, and then also whenever you make donations. Occasionally I have raffles. In fact, right now there should be Junkie Joe coming up. You can type !raffle just as that says, and you can enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. If you make a donation during my live stream, do go over to my website at lindaisrael.com. You can see the name scrolling across the bottom here, and create a user account. Once you've created a user account on my website, make sure that you use the contact me form and say, hey, my name is on YouTube and I donated, and then I can get you added to the YouTube donator membership on my website. What does that do? Well, a member of my website in the YouTube donator membership gets 5% off orders in my shop, gets several digital downloads for free, and during the live stream when you donate, you get a chance to win the journal that I raffle off at the very end. Throughout the live stream, I will have different raffles giving away prizes. If you will type !raffle when you see those come up, then you can have a chance to win those items. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. When the video is over, come back and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's video, or if you have questions and you're watching this as a replay, use that comment section down below. Also, look in the description box to links to the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel, my Instagram, Twitter, my website, and generally I try to update the products that I use, and those links are in the description box as well. All right, well, let's get started.
I think we're live. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Happy Halloween Eve, everyone. I hope you're well. I dressed up for you. Do you like it? Oh, I forgot. I have to turn the lights on. Okay. Can you see them blinking? I don't know if y'all can see him blinking. I can't even see him blinking. Okay, I see him blinking now. Thank you to Robin for the unicorn horn and the ears. Hey, Angela, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I decided to get a little wig, and then I went a little crazy and put some makeup on. I am no makeup artist by any means, but I did have some glitter, and I couldn't decide. I had these glasses, and then I have these glasses, and I can't decide which looks better. So maybe you can tell me, do you like the almost translucent glasses, or do you like the dark glasses? I'll give you a chance to answer that. Do you like it? Oh, I should have got the link for this wig, because honestly, it is rather inexpensive for a wig. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I did learn something. Have any of you ever put a wig on and it kept sliding off your head? Well, it's because you didn't prep your head correctly. You have to have your hair in such a fashion so that it can hold the wig. Well, I learned all about pin curls. I have never done pin curls until today. I didn't know what they were. So this is the wig. So yeah, Rhonda says dark. Sheila says translucent. And here's the wig that I got that I thought was a really good deal for what it was. Well, thank you, Angela. Thank you, Leah. So, we've been working on a journal. So I've got a few pages that I've kind of put together, and we started a page last week that I need to finish, but I thought I would start with the cover, because I was afraid that I wouldn't have a lot of time, and if I got the cover done, then I could at least put in whatever we create, right? So I got two people that say translucent glasses. All right, we'll try the translucent glasses for a moment to see if you like those better. Hey, I can see. All right, so you know, a lot of people ask, especially new people, of how to cover or make a cover for their journals. And I am one of those people who has a tendency to make my cover first, or at least I know what the measurement of my cover is going to be before I start the inside. So I knew when I started this project what the cover was going to be, because I had this Reader's Digest cover where I had removed all the pages. It was torn on the spine, and so what I did was I've covered the inside with a little bit of paper. I even went over it with some packing tape to kind of strengthen that back up. And this is that thick book board, so it's kind of heavy. Change what the skeleton is wearing. So I thought, well, I'll show you what I do. I happened to find in my stash, this is a what do you call this, what is it called, drapery sample maybe, or a fabric that you would cover furniture sample. It was in a book, and it had a paper piece on the inside, and I tried to remove some of it, but it just wasn't looking very good. You know, I kept doing it. I probably, if I had spent some time, couldn't have got this wet. So hindsight's 2020. If you have one of these upholstery samples that has a piece of paper on the back side of it, I would put it in a dish of warm water and let that soak that paper, because I think it's just glued on. I'm trying to remove some of it, so at least the lettering is not as thick. But it has a, you can see the eyeshadow now. Can you see my here, let me zoom in on my face. Where is it? Face zoom. And you can see my my eyelashes that I put in. I even put glitter on my eyelashes. I got glitter on my face, down my nose. And I, did some highlights. Should this be my new go-to makeup? Probably not. All right, so it's got some beautiful embroidery on here. And I have a scrap of white fabric. Prior to starting the live, I cut this piece just to be a little bit larger. Yeah, it was an embroidered sample. Cut it just a little bit larger than my cover is going to be. And then I think I want this corner to be on the front cover. So basically, if we kind of line this up, this will come right into the front corner. So I'm going to flip this over, and I'm just kind of positioning it, and I'm going to grab my Fabri-Tac glue. Yeah, me too, Julie. I think when I get done, I'm definitely going to have to go scrub my face really well. But I'll tell you that the wig isn't coming off. It's staying on. Once I learned how to do the pin curls and I watched these tutorials, it was pretty cool how it was like, oh, it's not moving. This is amazing. Your granddaughter would love it. Yeah, just for fun, Lori. Maybe that's what you should do next time she comes over, is just have a makeup play day where you do something crazy like this. I know that Robin got this last year, the little unicorn bit. And that might be something, especially if you have kids, if you have grandkids, hey, if you've got adult friends that want to come over, maybe you do get together and have a dress up party of some kind. I met a lady a week ago. I have not been to Hobby Lobby in forever, and maybe it was a week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't remember, but it wasn't too long ago that I went into Hobby Lobby, and she was getting ready to go to a birthday party, but she was told that she had to dress up. She's an adult. She had to dress up as if she was Barbie, with Barbie pink type things. And that would be kind of a fun thing, is just have everybody get together for the heck of it, not necessarily for one particular celebration over another. Yeah, unfinished embroidery piece. Yeah, it could be that too. Maybe it's something that you started. I've used some old cross-stitch pieces that I had in my stash, or maybe you took apart an old pillow that was stained and frayed on one side, but it had a pretty embroidered motif on it. You could say that. Yeah, even the eyelashes. All right, so let's see. I'm just going to figure out where I need to position this. And because this is kind of a slicky, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac glue. And I think I need to add some acetone to it. But I'm going to try squeezing this out. Maybe I should run and go get my acetone bottle. Fabri-Tac glue, when it gets old, will get thick. And it's hard to squeeze out. So you can put, start with like a tablespoon at a time of pure acetone into the bottle and shake it really well. And then just keep doing that until it thins out a little bit. Okay, I'm just kind of adding some glue here. Trying to put some glue on this side. So this is also for one of those, if you don't sew, but you want to use fabric, you can do that. Yeah, nail polish remover. Usually we call it nail polish remover here, but you want to make sure that it says 100% acetone on it. Okay, I like that. And it's going to have some wrinkles in it, but I'm not going to worry about it. When I go to pull the edges, maybe I'll get it a little bit tighter. All right, so I'm going to start with the corners first. So what I like to do is put a nice helping of glue here. And we're going to fold in that corner. And if it didn't get glued very well on this time, is when you can add that glue in there. All right. Yeah, Fabri-Tac is such a pain. If you have to use it a lot because it ends up kind of drying out a little bit, and it's a pain, but it sure works for something like this. I prefer Aleene's Tacky Glue whenever I can use it because it doesn't, to me, seem to clump up as bad as the Fabri-Tac glue. And this must be just getting really old. And I may need to clean the nozzle. Okay, put that in. Add a little more there. Come on. Get in that corner. You know, I forgot. I didn't even plan what I was going to put on the inside. I was so worried about the fabric that we're going to put on the outside. So I'll have to look here to see if I've got something that would go well on the inside here. Yeah, it's a lot cheaper for sure, Julie. All right, so let's do this side. I use this glue up, I guess. Okay. Fold that over. Kind of help it along there. All right, let's go on this side. Squeezing the bottle of glue. How about you? Come on, glue. Try to keep it where it's close to the nozzle. All right, let's fold this in. Trying to tame it. Okay, getting this one put together. Okay, we're starting to get there. Acetone with nail those. Well, I'm not going to put any acetone on my nails, but there's my nails. I got a little silver kind of glitter tip. I was trying to decide what I could do that would go with what I have on, so I chose these pink ones that I made. All right. Yeah, gotta put them gloves on if I'm going to be messing with acetone. Okay. Going down the sides with the glue. Smooth it out. Okay. Hey, how are you, Jennifer? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Julie. All right. Now let's do this side. All right. What have y'all been doing this week? I've been busy. Well, it was a very stressful week for me at the shop. We were having problems with our printer, and I was trying to get help from tech support and wanting to know how to repair this common problem that happens with this printer, and they were kind of giving me the runaround back and forth, back and forth. I was like, come on. I mean, seriously, if I'm going to have to do this every 3 to 6 months, why should I have to box up my printer, ship it to somebody, and be without it for a week or more? Just teach me how to change this thing out. So they finally sent a repair tech out, and he came out Friday and taught Henry and I how to replace this part that has to be replaced because it's consumable. Has to be replaced every 3 to 6 months depending on your printing. So I was glad to end the week with less stress so that when I start up tomorrow at the shop, the printer should run without a lot of problems. What am I wearing? I'm wearing my unicorn attire. Don't you have some? All right, so there is the outside cover. I kind of like it. Isn't it pretty? All right, so let's move this out of the way. So what I want to do is I need to find something to go on the inside of here. I don't know. Let's see. An 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper isn't big enough, but I know I have some cardstock over here, so let me grab that. Let me grab some cardstock. I got a couple of colors because I wasn't really sure which color I wanted to use. I've got a pink here I saw. So I don't know if I want to use a pink, or because some of the inside has blues, I've got this pale blue. So let's look at this. Let's see if we like it. All right. All right. Yeah, all kinds of different colors in this wig. All right, so do I want to do a pink on the inside, or do I want to do a pale blue on the inside? I know I have, and that may be what I do. I've got a little piece of this that I can make a real narrow, oh, you can't even see it, a real narrow pocket on each side. If I made it really narrow this way and had a little pocket there. And I think I might stencil on this just a little bit. All right, so let's get the paper cutter out and let's measure. So I've got my ruler here. I want this to be approximately, let's get it the right way so I can see. I want it to be just a smidge. So if I did this at just under 7.5 inches this way, or up and down, so we're going to do just under 7.5 inches. And then this way is, if I come in just a smidge, so let's do 11 3/4. So we're just going to cut off just a smidge, about 1/4 of an inch. So just want to make sure I got it straight. And I'm just going to do one full piece right there on that. Now, if you wanted, you could take this to the sewing machine and stitch around that outside edge. I think what I'm going to do is add some distress ink to it. And I think I want to cut this into some pockets that'll fit inside. So let's add some distressing. And I think I'm going to grab a stencil and add a stencil pattern. So if you don't have decorative paper, I happen to have this colored cardstock. You could spray it with Tattered Angels. You could add some stenciling or even some rubber stamping to it. Let's see. I don't know which stencil this is. I think it might be from the Positive Vibes kit a while back. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the spray box out, kind of lay that in, and I'm going to put some gloves on because Tattered Angels can be messy for me. Stencil with gold, gold, gold. You want gold, gold, gold? Well, gold won't show up that much, but we can try. Let's see what I have here. Oh, those are the empties. Oh, let's see here. Trying to decide what color I want. What do we got here? Precious metal. I think that's a pearlescent gold. It didn't have a label on the back, so we may end up using some of that. What else we have here? That's precious metal. That's a gray. That is tea. Precious metal. Silver snow. I think that's what I'm going to do is spray it with that, and I may end up adding, there's another gold, so we may do that one. Okay. Alrighty. I think these are close, but let's see if this works. So I was just going to add a little bit here. Well, that one's not gonna pump. So my thought was to raise this stencil up, and it's barely on there. So what I may do is dry this with the heat tool, and we'll come back with a different color. Okay, let's dry this with the heat tool. All right. So many. I have a lot of Tattered Angels. I have a lot that I have accumulated over the years. Got an indigo blue. I don't know if you can see that subtle pattern in the background. It's there. It's just barely there. Maybe what I'll do is dry my stencil a little bit. Get a scrap of paper here. I was going to spray some more Tattered Angels, but I think what I might do instead is grab some blue Distress Oxide ink. Do I want the darker blue? Let's see. All right, if I can look at this just right, maybe I can line it up. I don't know. It's difficult to see. Or maybe what I should do is get a completely different stencil. What else we got here? Oh, here we go. I've got the Romantic Flourish stencil. So what I'll do is we'll just add a little bit. Let's see how this looks. Now I am going to cover some of this up in the bottom here, but I want to have it show up. Just a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit on this side as well. And then we'll still have that shimmer. Different pattern. There, we just kind of added just a little bit into it. All right, get rid of my glue. And I have hair in my face, and so it's like starting to get annoying. And I think I'm about to lose an eyelash or something because something poked me in the eye. What is that? What's going on here? You like it? Thank you, Raven. You love that stencil? So we still have both patterns in there. And that was the Romantic Flourish stencil. There it is as a mop-up page behind there. All right, so that's going to go right there. So let's go ahead and glue this piece in. And I think now that I've got paper to fabric, I'm going to use the Aleene's Tacky Glue. You like that? Thank you. Probably glitter. Yeah, you're probably right, Julie. My eyes are very sensitive to hair. So I have to keep my bangs cut really short. And when I go to my hairstylist, she's always like, okay, those are pretty short. Is that good? I go, no, I can still see them. If they're coming past my eyebrow and I can see them, they'll end up touching my eye. And then I'm constantly like fidgeting because there's hair in my eye. Okay. So now I'm just going to line this up. And if you don't have one big piece, you can use smaller pieces. I've shown how to do that several times in my videos where you can cut pieces. But I just wanted to do one solid piece in here. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use an old credit card, or you could use a butter knife, the handle of a butter knife that's real smooth, to smooth your things out. You like it? You like it? You like it? Okay. I like it. Trying to get that to adhere before I bend the cover too much. Okay. If you ever have huge wrinkles, it's because you tried to bend paper before it was fully dry, so give it a little bit more time. You've moved this much to a bigger apartment. Yay! Well, congratulations, Raven. I'm glad you have a new craft space. All right, I think what I'm going to do is measure this right here. So what if we did roughly, let's do 4.5 inches, and we'll use this as a pocket. So first what I'm going to do is trim this down to 4.5 inches. I think I want like that. So now I have a little piece left over. This is 4 inches wide, so I'm going to cut it at 2 inches. And now I'll have pockets that I can put on the inside here. So let's add some distress ink to those edges. Well, you kind of do in a sense, Robin. I mean, your bedroom could have been your craft room, but I understand that it's not because that's where your living room, you know, you like to watch television and all that, but I would redo your apartment and make your bedroom your craft room. That's what I would do. All right, I kind of like that. I'm trying to decide, kind of get it. Now, do we want to, because it looks rather plain, but that's just me. If I should stitch around the edge of that. I know there's not any stitching anywhere else. I've never used the spray E6000. It's your storage room, not a bedroom. That's right, Robin. Well, maybe you need to reconfigure that. All right, what do I want to do here? We could, let's see what I've got. If I don't have one, maybe we can make one. Do we want to add maybe a little watercolor piece? That one was pink. Let's see what else we got here. I've got this purple. Well, I've got this one. If we were to add that to the pocket. Rearrange. Okay, so I think something like that. Ah, you're going to use it on your next spread, your next journal cover. Well, I can see where that might be a good way to adhere down fabric. You don't have to then push on it so much to smooth it out. And I'm just going to add these little pieces. These are some watercolor squares, rectangles that I made, and then I used some rubber stamps and stamped over the top of them. So if you have, you know, a bunch of smaller rubber stamps, this is a great way to play with watercolors, kind of get a feel for different colors, and then use those bits and rubber stamp on them. Yeah, I didn't know they had a spray. I have used other adhesive sprays in the past, and it's hit or miss. You know, a lot of them, I wouldn't rely on it to be the only adhesive that I use in the past. So I don't know how well the E6000 works. It's a pain in the rear because I would think it would clog really easily, that you have to keep the spray nozzle clear. I know that some other adhesives that I've used in the past, as soon as you were done using it, you had to clean your nozzle or you wouldn't be able to use it the next time you wanted to add something with a spray adhesive. Yeah, storing your 12 by 12 sure helps, doesn't it? My fingers were dirty. It's time to clean my hands. Okay. Now let's see if I can rub that out. Okay, I think I got it pretty good. You know what I haven't done is, I know I have my little rubber stamp here that says this journal made by. So let's add that. Okay, let's put that. Got it right side up? Yes. This journal made by. There we go. And let's get a pen. And we'll sign it. And today is 10/30/2023. Okay. And last week or the first week, I think it was last week, I made this little booklet out of some 12 by 12 scrapbook paper and some other little papers and embellishments from Calico Collage and rubber stamped images. So I thought that would be cute in a pocket in the front there. And then this is a card I made a while back where I used my postcard stamps. These are two separate stamps. You can either get them where there are two separate stamps, or you can get it as one stamp that it's attached, one stamp that's attached and going up and down. I prefer the unattached because, number one, the up and down, you really have to be careful when you stamp that you don't wobble it, is what I was noticing. But I like the way this turned out. That'll fit right there. All right, what I think I want to do is I want to mark the inside here and kind of make this a Midori cover with some elastic. So I'm going to get my crocodile here, and I'll get one of my templates that I use on my journals, because I think the spine is about the same. I'm just kind of, it may be a little bit narrower. So I'm going to get a pen and I'll mark where the center is, and then we'll mark to the side. Maybe come over just a smidge, and then we'll do that again on this side. So I'm just marking where the center is, and then on either side. Put my template back, and then I'm going to get my crocodile here, and I'm going to adjust the side. So first what I'm going to do is put it where I want it, because that's too far. And I think right about there. So then it's consistent how far in you punch the hole. There's nothing more annoying than to get off because you're using a punch that doesn't have a guide to help you. I'm just cutting off that excess. All right, we're going to flip it around to the other side. Oh yeah, y'all enter the raffle. I'm sure she's about to tell me it's time. And we'll go there. All right. Now I need to find my elastic. Oh, here it is. Ah, my unicorn horn knocked things off. Okay, so I'm going to get a scrap here. And basically, I'm kind of making like a needle out of thread. Okay, for some reason I'm just having issues today, so we're going to keep doing this till I get it right. All right. So if you've ever had problems getting elastic through a hole, instead of trying to struggle getting it through, use a thicker piece of thread. In this case, I'm using waxed linen thread to make a needle. And then you can pull the elastic through with ease. You don't have to struggle. I mean, do you like to struggle? Is that what you like? I know that I dislike having to struggle. Makes it so much easier, Julie. So much easier. All right, let's go up here. All right, then we're going to go back through the middle. So, oh, I missed it. By making 3 holes, I'm able to put, in essence, it'll be 4 elastic bands that will go on here. All right, I think what I need to do is this needs to be loosened up. And I need to go like that. That's not too long. All right. There we go. And I want to come up about that far. So I'm just going to cut a little excess here. And I will do the thread technique one more time. Okay. Pull that through. And then push it through the center here. Come on. I didn't have the threads even, so they weren't going through. Gonna need spine dangles, Robin says. Okay, okay. Might have to do that. All right, put that over here. Okay, I like it. Cut this off a little bit. Okay. I gotta go check my eyeball out. I'll be right back. Whew, I got it. It was a piece of hair that was in my eye. You're making dangles right now? Oh, I got it hung. Dang it. All right, well, that's a good thing about tying these. I can always adjust it. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I want to go oh, great. I'm trying not to poke a hole in this. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay, so now what I can do is just tie a second knot. You have to check your work before you tie the knot. But we got it. Okay, there. Now, I'm trying to decide if I want to put a little tie in the front cover here. So, if I were to, let's see if this is the center, kind of. And what if we were to go, where, there it is. So the one thing about this crocodile, it can punch a hole. All right, so I'm just going to line this up. All right, now cooperate with me. Line this up. This one is thicker. Okay, there we go. Nope, it needs to go this way. Yep. There. All right, so I just poked holes, and I know I saw this lace that I had. And so let's get another string. And I'm thinking, let's see how long this is. I'm going to cut 2 and then cut it in half. Get rid of this one so it's not in the way. And then I'm going to go directly in the middle. And it's going to be way longer than it needs to be, but that way I have plenty. And I'm going to go ahead and get a needle. Come on. There we go. I couldn't find one. They were in the bottom of my little baggie. All right, so we're going to go like this. And then we're going to go through that hole and undo this. Let's make sure that's pretty even. And then I'm just going to pull this back through. Just adjust it. Okay, so we're going to do that again on the other side. So I'm just folding it in half. Email hasn't changed. Okay, well, good. Oh, poke, poke, nudge, nudge. It's time for the raffle if you haven't joined. Okay. Thank you for turning in your junk bucks. All right, now, come on. Sometimes I think I need the next step up in my reading glasses. I will poke that through. Undo that. And undo it. All right, and then we're going to pull this through and adjust. So now we've got these really long ties that we can use to tie the journal shut. And who knows, maybe I'll trim it because that is really long, but I don't know. I think it's okay to be a little bit long. What do you think? All right, so you want something on the spine, and I need to do the raffle and show you this journal page and then put the thing together, right? I found a little piece of ribbon, and I've got a little piece of lace, and I know I have a whole bunch of yarn, so I'm going to go grab that while y'all enter the raffle, and I'm going to make a little bit of a I can't get my words out all of a sudden. I'm going to make a little tassel. Oh, I've got this ribbon. Maybe I'll use some of that too, just so it has different colors. All right, I'll be right back. These are the colors that are in the musical botanica. Botanica? Oh, I've already forgotten how to say it. Botanica. Musical Botanica. That's the next subscription box, which will be my last subscription box. If you want one, get it because there's only going to be 40 and it doesn't renew. So I will have it set up that it says it expires December 31st and does not renew. So you're not going to be billed again. All right, let's pick a winner of 200 junk bucks. Don't block Raven. All right, let's pick a winner of 200 junk bucks, and that winner is Sheila. Congratulations. All right, reset. Go like that. And oops, that's not what I'm going to do. Color off. All right, so we're going to do a $10 off coupon to my shop. So that takes the stress off of me of trying to finish this and get it ready to ship. All right, so what I'm going to do is I've got a little line here that I'm going to make of laces and ribbons. Oh my! And I thought I had another little piece. Oh, here we go. I'm going to use this piece as the tie. I think. Yes, maybe. So I'm just kind of lay this out. And we may end up giving it a haircut in the end, but so I'm going to lay some fibers in here. So let's see how that looks. Do them at different lengths. Let's do a few of the same color. All right, and I'm running out of space to put things. All right, now I'm going to grab some of this fibers. Put that in there. Do another. And we've got this fiber. So we'll lay that. These are the colors that are in the musical kit. So even though I'm not putting this on a musical journal, you can see how you can use it. You're getting 3 yards of each of these fibers. Okay. Kind of lay those out. And I think there's a gray and a green here. Yep, make tassels too long, you can always trim them. You can't make them longer, but you can trim them. It is a mystery. I don't know why you're not seeing Raven's content. Maybe it's because you're in a different country. There may be some kind of privacy issue that you have to say, yes, I'm okay with. I don't want it too long, but I think I'm just going to use all of that. And I think I'm going to get a couple more pieces of this lace to put in the middle of all of that. Now let's see, do I want to go? I'm going to tie a knot and then flip this over and tie another knot this way. Then I'm going to fold these down. And do I want to use the ribbon? Let's use the ribbon. So I'm going to take a piece of ribbon and tie it to kind of help make it that tassel shape at the top. And I'm flipping it over to tie it on this side. There. All right, so then I'll trim this. And I think we can get away with using a ball pen. Oh, wait, that's not in this drawer. It's in my other drawer. which is basically a oddball safety pin. So do we want to do something where we attach onto here, and then I'll just use the elastic in the top of the journal fabric. Come on. There. I don't know. I may change that. Let's see. Maybe if we go right through the top. And then go in. There. All right, so now we've got this little tassel mess going down the side. And I think what I'm going to do is just come down here and give it a haircut, so that the longest ones are all the same length. And that just kind of gives us a nice fluffy little edge to it. What do you think? All right, throw that in there. Move this over here. Put this over here. Let's get rid of these guys. All right, so I made a tassel. We've made a cover. Let's finish making the inside. What do you think? I kind of like it. Tassel mess she had. She calls it. Yep. I don't like falling back either, Giovanna. It can hurt. In so many ways. All right, let's put that away. So this goes in here. I like it. And then we have a little tassel. Love Fluffy. It's just got a variety of different bits and pieces in it. Cool. All right, so let's finish up the pages for the inside. All right, let's put that over there. My nose itches. So I wanted to show you how to take, this is scrapbook paper, and this was a piece of tissue paper that I had in my stash for my husband. And I sprayed it last week with Tattered Angels, but it was too wet. As you can see, it tore. So I'm just kind of looking at it. I think if I work this just right, I can salvage this piece, because it won't fit this way, will it? I guess if I made the page shorter, but I think I'm going to go this way. And so what I want to do is I want to stamp on here. So I'm just grabbing a scrap of paper. And I've got the Sketched Wildflowers rubber stamp. And I'm just going to stamp it all over. I think that'll work. What did I do? Oh, yeah. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to put just a small amount of glue, gotta find my bottle, around this outside edge. Yeah, I'm going to add some Distress ink to it first, though. Thank you! The new hairstyle, Amanda Dawn. Just happy Halloween. Oh, dear. All right, so let's put a little bead of glue on this edge. Okay. And I'm going to line this up as best as I can, smoothing it over that glue. Okay. Give it a moment to dry. And then I ended up adding some fabric on the edges. And I happen to have this fabric laying here, so I think I'm going to use it. And I had some of this lace. So I'm getting a couple of pieces of it. I'm going to get my paper cutter and trim off the excess tissue paper. So this is kind of like, you could also use the layer of napkin. Whenever you separate a napkin, you could save that white portion of it and stamp over it. Last week I sprayed it with Tattered Angels, so it had a little bit of color to it. So that's the weight of this tissue paper, if that makes any sense. Apparently I was cutting the paper too. All right. So I've got that piece there. And I think I just want to add some embellishment on one side, and maybe we'll add a tuck spot. I was trying to see how I did this one. Oh, I just glued it on top. So we're just going to do this. So I'm going to come right in here with a bead of glue. And I've got a little piece of fabric here. And I'll put the fabric in the glue and then just kind of ruffle it into that glue. We're going to go to the sewing machine here in a moment. So let me get, oh, he's got fuzzies on him. We got the sewing cam from Giovanna. I find that I prefer gluing the fabric in place and then going to the sewing machine. Another thing you could do is, instead of actually attaching it to your journal page with your sewing machine, you could cut strips of paper and then adhere it down to the strips of paper, and then you would have like this long continuous piece that you could make and use. All right, so there's one side. So I'm going to do this again on this side. Okay. Trying to squish it up into the space. There. Just using the flat part of my hand there on the edge to push that into the glue. All right, so I got that out of the way. And I'm thinking I'll just lay a piece of lace on top. And we'll sew that into place. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and basically let me turn it to where I can just put it on the page here, and I'll just stitch right down this edge. This side should be drier, so I'm going to stitch that side, and then we'll do the other. Are we ready? Sewing cam. All right, so we're here at sewing machine, and I will use a zigzag stitch. I guess I don't need to look at the back of my head all the way. I'm going to use a zigzag stitch with black thread on my little sewing machine here. I use the same needle that I use on everything else that I sew. I did change the needle the other day because I needed a better needle for a project I was sewing, and I didn't change it back. So if I have to do that project again, I'll have to replace the needle. So just stitch down there, and it skipped a little bit, probably because I was rushing it, but that's okay. All right, and then we're going to stitch this side. Do this side. It also shows it's handmade with the skip stitches, right? All right, I'm going to stitch the other side. You like it? All right, so then I will cut off this excess of the lace here on both sides. Oh, I forgot. I was going to stitch across the top and the bottom, so I'll do that now. I knew there was something else I was going to sew, but I've forgotten. Which will help hold that tissue into place. It'll also cover up the glue line that's across there. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could glue some ribbon or trim on top of there. Okay, let's go on this side. Like that. How's that? What do you think of that? So, you know, if you have a piece of patterned paper that maybe isn't the perfect color match for what you're working on, well, you can cover it with a little bit of a tissue or piece of the white part of a napkin that you stamped, and you could also spray with Tattered Angels, and it just completely changes the look. All right, so let's make a little bit of a tuck spot here to put a journal card. I happen to have this sentiment. It's from a rubber stamp that I bought a long time ago, and I feel like even though I sell rubber stamps, I own all these other rubber stamps and I want to use them. So I'm just going to say Rubbernecker, I think is where that came from. If I know where that came from, I'll try to tell you. Some of the stamps are so old you can't buy anymore, but I am going to start using more of the things that I have. I really like this sewing machine, Giovanna. I mean, it's I purchased it in 2015, so it's what, 7 years old now. But it's still a good little machine. Okay, I'm thinking something like that. What I did on the other one is I used a piece of book page. Let me see what I've got here. That, ooh, you know what I do have is a piece of chipboard or paint chip. And I'm kind of thinking maybe what I'll do is cut this off and use the paint chip. I was going to use something else, but I think this is what I'll use. All right, so I'm going to sew, let's see, cut this off right about there. And then this is going to go on here. I'm trying to decide if I should trim off or tear. Let's see if I can tear this paint chip. And then this will go right there. I kind of like that. You like it? Let's add some Distress inks to it. I got hair in my face again. I'm just adding some Distress ink to the paint chip. I think that's what I'll do is glue that right there. And then this will be a little tuck spot. All right, so this is kind of slick paper, so I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac glue, if I can get it to work, to glue down my little stamped sentiment. Do y'all have plans for Halloween tomorrow? A lot of people say that they don't get very many trick-or-treaters. I do know that there's a couple of churches that are doing the trick-or-trunk type thing where they have trunk or treat. That's what I was trying to say. Trunk or treat, where they have their vehicles all decorated and give away candy out of the back of their car in parking lots. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit of this Fabri-Tac glue right down the edge, here and here. And then I'll kind of slip it up under the fabric there, which will kind of help hold it in place there. Okay. I like it. You like it? I haven't put anything on the inside yet. So let's get a stencil. I've got I think this is either Little Daisies or Mortal Daisies. Just put Daisy stencil and you'll find it. I'm put that over. And I think I'll put my gloves on. Let's get some Distress Oxide ink. Yeah, it's not like it used to be when the kids would get out. It's just so unsafe. And, you know, the walking around in traffic, you never know what you're going to get when you go to somebody's house. All right, let's see. That's pink on that side. Let's do a little bit of Salty Ocean. Oh, there it is. Looking for my picked raspberry. So I think, is that it? Pink and blue. All right, so I'm going to put down some pink first. Let's use my, trying to line this up, use my magnets, because Margie gave me this little magnetic board. And it sure makes it better. Don't want this one, I want this one. All right, so I'm just going to come in here and add some pink. Come around the corner with some color. Try not to go too far up so I don't get it on the fabric. Okay, got the pink on there. Now let's add some blue. Kind of matches my hair, right? And it'll make some purple when I blend over the pink. I think this will be cute. All right. Are we ready for the reveal? Let's take away the back paper. And there we go. That's cute. What else we got? Okay. There's that portion. Let's add some embellishment to the inside. The one I did earlier, I used some of Norella's images. And let's stamp a little something in the corner. How about we'll use the Henna Rose stamp. Thank you, Julie. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, I don't want to stamp on my fabric, so just kind of, there, okay. And we'll do it again on this side, so I'll do the same thing. Kind of cover the fabric with my paper and stamp across that corner. And that was the Henna Rose. Okay, and then let's look in here. There's one of Norella's little images that she made for, I think, the Dancing Dragonflies kit. I hate to cover up the stamping. That's a little too big. Maybe I can find something that's a little bit smaller. Got this little, but these too big too. Oh, here we go. It's little birds. And these were fussy cut images from Norella's digital kits. I did them all in different sizes. Okay. Trying to decide if there's something better. How about spread your wings? I don't think that fits there. But I think I'm going to change. No, maybe if I put it down here. Yep, I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, let's glue that down. Okay. All right, I'm just adding a little thin amount. You know what? I didn't distress this one, so I'm going to add some distress ink to it. I don't know which kit this one was from of Norella's, but I sure like the fussy cut flowers that she has. I can be able to print them. Okay. Alrighty. You like the little birds, Julie? Those are something from Calico Collage. Let's add some distress inks to those. Put that up there. All right, we didn't put any sentiments on here. So maybe what I'll do is see if we can find something that fits. Don't forget to fly. When you see a chance, take it. I feel like I need something else. Something better. On this day. I think I like that. Maybe we'll put a little piece of paper behind it. We had a boss fight, it looks like. Congratulations to the winners. I thought I saw a little piece of this blue. Not those scissors. I want the paper scissors. I think this would be cute. Hello, Aged and Eclectic. Isn't that, is that, Arnold? Is that his name? I forgot. I think it's Arnold. Is it Arnold? I can't remember your name all of a sudden. But hello and welcome, if I got the right person. Mine's more colorful than Aged today. You see my unicorn with my horns? I don't even know if the lights are still blinking on it. I think I like that on this day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I think I'm getting fast enough here that we're going to get this journal done here in a moment. And I think, don't forget to fly needs to be under there. But I don't know if I want to add another piece of paper behind it. I've found this little piece of purple here. All right now. Austin! 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 I knew it was started with an A. I was like, Arnold! Austin, welcome! Austin! It's been too long! I thought so! How are you, young man? Has your family grown any more? Have you taken in some more adoptees or had more children of your own? I knew your family, you barely got married and you ended up with several children. I like it. Aw, I bet you have been busy. I bet you have been. Well, I appreciate you taking just a moment to stop in today. For all of you, thank you everyone for being here and hanging out with me. All right, we haven't put anything on this side. And I think I have some fussy cuts. Oh, I got this purple dragonfly. What if we were to add that to the page just for something pretty on there? 6 cat kids, 2 biological. Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. He's got a basketball team. Don't you just need 5? But you need more. If you had 11, I think it would be better. I'm not wishing that on you if that's not what you want. All right, I need some kind of journal card. And this was a postcard that I made. Oh, I think that fits. So I stamped the corner roses and kind of colored them with colored pencils, watercolor paint. And then this is my postcard on the back. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so now, let's see what we have here. I may need to decorate a couple more pages. My thought was to kind of make this a Midori style journal, and I may need to make little covers for them. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what I've got laid out here. All right. I think this one can go in here. 1, 2, 3. This is some handmade paper of mine. And I think because this side is kind of a plain green, I'm going to spray it. So I'm going to put it in the spray box and grab a glove. I will say this about the wig. It has kept me warm. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss of your father. Thank you so much. Well, I understand that loss, and you're young to have lost your father. So I'm sorry for your loss and sending you virtual hugs. It's good to learn that you should take some time, especially because life is short, and definitely spend it with those that maybe have a few years advanced of you, because they won't be here that long. Case in point of a recent death was Matthew Perry of Friends. He died at age 54. We're the same age. And he just died possible drowning in his hot tub. Possibly, I think he had a heart attack probably and then drowned. But, it's just sad that we lose so many people in our lives. And if we would have just taken a moment to say something before they passed. All right, so I'm just kind of making up little booklets here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I have another one here that I may want to go ahead and put in. I'm just trying to use up some papers that I had in my stash. And I think this would be cute. on the front like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 6 in that one. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3. Oh, we only have 3. So let's add this guy and maybe this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm wondering if I should add this guy in here. Maybe like that. So some of the pages I didn't spend a lot of time decorating, but I think that's good. I think what I want to do is bind these together, and we'll put them inside the cover, and then we'll flip through it and see if there's other journal cards that we need to make. How's that sound? I thought I was going to do something where I added a cover to each one, but I think these are substantial enough that we can pull them in and out of the journal. If it isn't, then we could fold a piece of cardstock in half and put it around it if we wanted. All right, so I want to make sure these are centered. Yeah, the YouTube ad structure they've added during lives, and I went in and told it to do the least amount possible. So that's part of the reason you're seeing them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder if I should add one more piece of paper to this, because I added like this little bit plainer paper here. I've got a hair that's right in my eye. Oh, I know. Look over here at I got some sheet music. So why don't I just fold that in half after I cut it to the right size. Okay. So let's see. I want to make this less than 10 inches. I'm going to cut off some of the edge. Go less than 10. Let's make it 9.5. And let's make it, I'm going to go about maybe less than 7 inches tall. Let's do 6 3/4 inches tall. And then let's fold this in half. Oh, how funny. It should be included. I agree. All right, so now I'm just going to add some distress ink. You agree, Julie, that I should just do a piece of sheet music? All right. I've got some of these fancy paper clips here. Maybe we can, I've got some already made journal cards that I could attach to it. So let's see, let's put it here, I think. All right. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of get this centered up and use my clips, which aren't long enough. So I'm going to use one of my giant paper clips to help hold it into place. There we go. Let's put it over here. All right, and then where is my piece of foam? Oh, my horn. I keep stabbing my cabinet. All right, I kind of have a smaller template that I'm just going to use in the middle. Mainly because I know I've got these smaller pieces of paper that I want to try to catch. So I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I'm making sure that the pages are V'd up. Love adding those sheet music to journals. All right, so we're going to do 3 times the height of our journal in wax linen thread. All right, and then make sure I'm not stitching in my template. I'm going to start in the middle. Hold on to your tail. And then poke back through. And then go back through the middle again. Yeah, I'm poking things. Watch out. Alright, go under the first stitch. And then pull these in opposite directions. Make sure there's no slack. Don't be slacking. Stitch it down. Stitch it down. All right, and then I'm just going to cut that off. I may come back and add some charms or something. So there is one. So if we go back to our journal cover, I'm going to slip this one right here and get my fingers under it. That's going to look cute. All right, so let's do this one. So again, I just want to open it up and basically position all my pieces where it needs to be. I'm going to use these giant paper clips to help hold things together. Okay. And again, we're going to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'm just positioning it in the center as best I can eyeball it. Template is really handy if you're going to be sewing into the spine, because you want to make sure you have it evenly spaced and you do them all the same. Otherwise, you'll have wonky holes on your spine unless you cover them up. They say unicorns are mean. Yeah, anger management. Well, don't you think you'd be mean too? They're extinct. Maybe they're a little frustrated. They don't have anybody to love. What was that? All right. We did watch a docu-series about whales, and it was interesting to watch the segment that was about the narwhal. And the narwhal has a tooth that grows really long. They have 2 teeth, but one of them will grow really, really long, and it looks like a unicorn. But it's actually a tooth, not a horn. And they use it to stun fish when they're eating. So they'll be swimming right along, and then there'll be a fish, and they'll take their horn and whap it, and then the fish will be stunned, and then they grab it and eat it. It's kind of interesting to watch. The poor unicorns. And then we watched about the orcas. Watched about the humpback whale, narwhals, and I forgot the other one that's all white. I forgot the name of it all of a sudden. And then the last was the not the humpback. Oh, the sperm whale, because they're the largest whale. They're huge. It's crazy how big they are. They whap it. They go whap. That's what they do. Okay, I like this. So this is going to go back in here. Put this one in. We'll come back and I'll go through the charms. I know I have a few, so we'll go through them and add some charms. I think that went over here. It fell off. Don't be falling off now. I may have to put a paper clip on the page to help keep them on the page. So if we do it like this. Oh, got to do it the right way, Linda. There, that'll make them stay a little better. Okay, so then we got one more stack, and then we'll go through our journal and see if we need to make any changes. All right, I think I want to change this guy here to be a little bit deeper into the journal instead of right on the front, because if he's on the front, he's going to kind of twist a little bit. So if we look at this, we'll have him in the middle there. Okay, that works. So just going to line these pages up. Line the pages up. Beluga! Yes, that's the one. That's why you stop putting them, because they fall out. Yeah, it's annoying, but sometimes I want to have that variation there. All right, let's poke the 3 holes. Okay. Put that back. Put you back where you belong, so I can find you another day. All right, close that up. All right, let's go right here. Hang on to the tail. I think this one could have probably had more pages in it, but I think it's good. Come on, poke through. Okay, got that. There we go. Put that away. Put that away where it belongs. All right, and then this piece is going to go back here. Poke, poke, nudge, nudge. We're going to wait, Robin. But y'all enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. All right, let me get a drink. Yes, I do still make custom stamps. If you will email me with what you want, then I can work out how much it will cost. If you have an image that you want, it has to be either something that you've made or we know that is in the free domain, so I don't get copyright issues. Okay. I got hair that's going down in my eye. It's crazy. All right. Okay, I think we've got this little booklet in the front. I didn't put anything on this handmade paper, but I could. Got a little tuck spot here on the side. There's one there. I didn't put anything on the coffee dyed paper. I didn't put anything on here, but I think I've got some journal cards. I've got this one. And I've got one of these paper clips. So let's add that to the page. So we've got a little decorative there. And what else do I have here? Do I have something different? Oh, I have these. These were some little cards that I made a while back. Just playing around with my rubber stamps. Okay, and then... see, those are staying in that tuck spot okay. Don't have anything over here, so let's see if we can find something different. Oh, here's some of Norella's images. So maybe we'll use one of those. I've got one of these spiral paper clips. All right, so if I can do like that. And I've got one of these that says, do more than you need to, care more than you have to, learn more than is required. Okay, cool, gotcha. All right. And then other half of that handmade paper. And we put a paper clip to hold that down. I think it's got enough variety in it that we can leave some of these pages blank without putting anything extra on it. Oh, I have to show you this. Right now I'm just flipping through this really fast, but we'll come back to a few things. So let me show you the zoom. Let's zoom right there. Okay. All right, so here's what I've got. This is the rose teapot, and I cut off the top. And then this is from the lavender. And I think this is from the cornflower. And this is a tea. And what I did was I stamped each of these images, colored them, and then I fussy cut them out. And then I just layered them behind. So it has that look like a little vase of flowers. So look at your look at your stamps and see if you have some that kind of go together. All the tea line of stamps that I have are all relatively the same size, so you can use them together. And that's what I did here. I thought that turned out pretty cute. All right, so let's wow, look at this. It's fluffy. All right, so there is a little tassel on the cover. I have the word journal. Let's see how it would look if we were to add it to the front. I can get my fingers in here. See if one looks better over the others. I've got the word journal that we could put there. Oh, I guess I could make this. And let's go to Maine. I used elastic. I just have a roll of this elastic, Lori. I know that I've purchased some in the jewelry department. This isn't it, but I know I've purchased some in the jewelry department of Joanne Crafts. All right, do we like that? Or is this better? Or is this better? I'm trying to decide which one I like better. Do we like the same color? I kind of like the same color for some reason. I think that goes better. Oh, you need 2,000 junk bucks to get a $10 off coupon. Robin likes the scrolly journal. Scrolly! Robin says that one, the scrolly. Oh my goodness! Yes, that one. That one. That one says that one, Lori. Headbands also work if you're trying to use the elastic. All right, we're going to go with that journal. All right. Let's put that right there. I like it. All right. So we got a nice little... I think I got this one really close to the edge, so I hope it hangs in there. If it doesn't, I'll have to add something to it. All right, so let's look at the front here. This isn't strong enough. All right, so we made this little booklet last week, and I just saw where I've messed up this corner. Okay. All right. And then this opens up. It was a piece of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and I made the little journal cards to go in the top sides, and then just embellished it just a little bit. So that was right here. And then over here, I made a little collaged tag. I think this was a tag that you would use for a layaway or something, and I just glued stuff over the top of it. And this is using that tissue paper. I made a little dangle using one of the words over a piece of paper or over a piece of ribbon, and just put the words on both sides. And then I made a little dangle out of some beads and a scrap of wax linen thread. And then flip this over, and I did some stamping and stenciling on this side. This is some handmade paper that I had in my shop, and I sprayed this side with a little bit of Tattered Angels because it was a little plain looking. Here's what I did, some watercoloring the first week, and I just kind of played around with using watercolor paper and watercolor paints. Flip this over. Here's another rubber stamped image, and I did some stenciling in the background there. This is another one of my rubber stamps. I think it's called a coloring book page. I think that's what it might be called. If you look up flower coloring, you should see it in my shop. And here was just some stamps that I had that I just kind of played around with and stamped it so that I can make a little composition. And these were the dollar stamps I got at Michael's years ago. Here, I just took a piece of watercolor paper and then made a little block out of watercolor that was on my brush because I was just, playing around with some colors. And then once it was dry, I stamped over the top of it. You could also doodle. If you're pretty good at doodling, you could doodle. And then this was a rubber stamp image that I had in my stash. This is some more rubber stamping with a layered stamp. And I found that little piece, so I thought, well, I'll use it. So it makes this really look eclectic by using all these different pieces. I'd used my stencil to stencil a page with some Tattered Angels, and I just used this to mop up. And this is just a watercolor paper that I stamped the word postcard in a little line. So you could add some more decoration on the other side or use it to write. Put that back in here. This is another rubber stamp that I had in my stash. Be strong, go with your heart, and believe in miracles because anything can happen. These are some of my watercolor flowers that I made while I was on the cruise ship, but I also showed y'all how to do that the first week. Here I had some scrapbook paper that I just kind of decorated a book page and added rubber stamping here. And I stamped the leaves and berries in the background. And then I layered one of my watercolor flowers on top and the word memories. And this is my lined note paper. I think it's called lined note paper. You like the watercolor pieces? Thank you, Robin. So using the Calico Collage. This is from her fairy kit. And copy dyed paper. Another one of those rubber stamped. There's another one of those watercolor papers. And we're just finishing up that first signature. So that was the first signature there. Let me move this back over. Okay. And then here I had another strip of paper that I just kind of did some watercolor blocks, and I had some tiny rubber stamps, and I just stamped on top and I glued it to a piece of book page. And then inside there is another one of these. I just stitched on top of that one. I didn't do it on the other one. Put that back where you belong. Will it go? It may not go. I may have to take the paper clip off. There we go. I don't think, yeah, I didn't put anything on the other side of that. Another rubber stamped image. And this was just a page out of like a ledger book. I had these tags that I punched a long time ago out of some scrapbook paper that I had, scrapbook cardstock, and I was trying to figure out how to use them. And so I thought, well, if I make a little pocket on top of a journal card, then you can tuck things in. So if you have something smaller that you want to put in a pocket that you don't want to get lost, make a removable pocket of some kind. In this case, it is a journal card that you can write on, and you can then tuck stuff inside of it. It kind of gives that a neat way to be able to keep your little pieces. This was where I had stenciled this page and mopped up with the other, and I stuck it in here in this watercolor, not marble paper that I picked up a long time ago. And I had these note cards that I picked up or were given to me a while back, and I put it over the edge of the paper, and I'm trying to decide if I want to leave it that way or if I want to put it back. I think I'm going to just put it on one side. And that kind of holds it together. This is a scrapbook paper that I had, and I actually glued a piece of book page to make it a journal page. It's another one of those layered stamps, and this is wallpaper in the background. And then I showed y'all how to make these little ruffles. There's a different one somewhere in here that I showed you, and another little journal card where I added the watercolor at the top. And then here's a different little watercolor square. I think that's kind of fun to be able to do that with the watercolors. And I just added a random journal card here, stenciled on the back side there. And then here's another journal card there. Another one of those pockets. This is the butterfly postage stamp, and then the word soar on a scrap of paper, and then I put some music in the background. The image that I used for the pocket was from Grandma's garden, and I had a scrap on my desk, so I was trying to use up all the little bits and pieces. And then I explained this, which is just some fussy cut flowers, and I like the way that came together. I want to make some more of those, I think. This is one of my gel prints that is a digital download, and I had printed it on some text weight paper, and then I had a piece of scrapbook paper and a rubber stamped image there. And then this is some more of my handmade paper that has the thread in it. And I did a watercolor image on the front there, like you could write the date if you wanted. And then you got the inside. You could also add more papers to this because it's thicker cardstock weight. Handmade paper, so you can make a little mini journal if you want. Here's some more of that tissue paper over the book page, and we did some stenciling on the other side. And this was just a scrap of paper I had left over. And I was playing around with this mulberry paper, and I did a book page, and I just kind of was trying to figure out a way to use all of this up. So that's what I did. I just layered a bunch of pieces together and made a page out of it. So even if you have small pieces, you could kind of piece them together and make something. Here's where I showed how to make the little page ruffle out of paper. Kind of two-sided. A little tuck. I showed y'all how I made the little pocket. And how we made this page where we ripped the paper and added some lace. Added lace to one of Norella's little watercolor sample cards. I don't know what I think she called them watercolor cards. And then here's some tinier, smaller watercolor flowers that I made. And these were all images out of a gardening book that I layered on top. So I left a little bit of writing space here, and there's some writing space down here in the middle. And then we had this little pocket. Layers there. I don't know. I had fun. I think I'm fading really fast. I'm tired today. And I thought I would just finish this journal. I may spend some time off camera to put some beads on the dangles here on the center threads. But I like the way that turned out. I thought it turned out pretty cute. Do you like it? All right, so I'm going to... I like to put a book in my lap, and then I squeeze it with my thighs, and then I tie a bow. So now we have that little journal made. All right, so next week I will be showing the Musical Botanica Junk Journal Kit. I recorded the video for that, so I've got to get it edited so it's online. Oh, cool. So you keep all of those clear plastic envelopes. Yep. Yay! Well, thank you. So next week I'll be working on the subscription box. That'll be November the 6th. And then I'll be working the next Monday on the large journal kit. And then the following Monday will be the planner kit. And then I think that puts us into like Thanksgiving or something. We're going to pick, you like it a lot. Thank you, Sheila. Hey, Sally, we're done now, lady. What are you doing just showing up? Where you been? You missed it. You're going to watch your replay. So if y'all want to enter the last raffle for a $10 off coupon to my shop, you can do so now. And I greatly appreciate y'all's support. I hope you enjoyed this little couple of weeks of just working on a random journal. Look how fluffy it is. It's so fluffy. But I like it. It's a little bit more of a compact journal. This was what's on top. So it is 5.5 inches by about 7.5 inches. And the spine was about 1 1/4. But it ends up being almost 2.5 inches wide at the widest point there. All right. Yeah, I want to take off my unicorn wig. Yep. Well, I hope you're okay, Sally. I hope you're okay. Yay! I'm so glad you've enjoyed it, Julie. All right. We're going to pick the winner of the $10 off coupon. And the winner is... Amanda Dawn! Congratulations! I'll send you your coupon here in just a little bit. And you can use that in the shop. I hope you enjoy shopping. All right, you're very welcome. Robin, thank you for being here and helping me. I greatly appreciate your support and help. I hope y'all have an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing week. Do something fun and creative. Give some kindness away to someone in this world, because you never know what that kindness can do for someone else, and it could just spread like wildfire. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, well, I'm going to get the, see if I can get this to close off here. Okay. It's loading. Please wait. Loading. Please wait. All right. Y'all have an amazing week. We'll see you next week at 3:45 p.m. on November the 6th when I work on the Musical Botanica kit. Thank you for hanging out. If you missed it, go back, watch it from the beginning. Definitely do me a favor when this video is over. Go down below and leave a comment. What was your favorite part about this video? And if you have suggestions for things you would like to see in the future, let me know. I greatly appreciate it. Y'all have an amazing week. Lots of love to you. Bye, everybody.